Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 16 of the Savage Lands Season 4, featuring Koganaros, the Fortress by the Sea. And as you can clearly see, the dwarves are starting to cross the ocean. Of course, this is just a mere foundation of a bigger thing. Don't think that I will just now draw a straight line on over there to the other end of the map. That would be a possibility, which I actually considered, but that's not how we're going to go down here. This is a dwarven fortress. We have to have a couple of little gimmicks up our sleeves. I have a few ideas, which will be great fun once they work, but I think I'm going to curse myself while I'm implementing it. So, for today, we're going to expand a little bit here, of course, but I also want to go underground because I want to expand the wealth and glory of the city a little bit. I'm really sick and tired of these dusty, sandy floors, and I think these guys, they really deserve something better. So we're going to go and start a production of stone blocks that are exclusively for the indoor flooring of Koganaros. And I've already came up with a stone of my choice. You know, I did my homework. And we're going to use gneiss, because that stuff is really looking nice and yellow. And it's really a nice... I think it will be a cool complement to the color scheme that we have running here. So we're going to grab a few of these rocks. I have also a couple of layers of this type of stone available, so we can safely get ourselves that into production. There we go. Now, first configure the type of stone, and then that, really important. So we're going to create like 400 blocks of these, why not? You know, the stone cutters of Koganaros, they are quite a busy bunch. I am really considering giving them another working space, you know. After all, what did I say? Another? No, a couple of more. That's one thing that I have on my mind, but it's actually just one of many. The other thing that I really feel like it's totally necessary is that this fortress requires more defense than just the ochre slings. Don't get me wrong, these guys already took down a dragon, but when it comes down to the future of this fortress, I think we need really more than that. So the question that I have... Hello there. Stay down there. The question that I got is, where will we station those soldiers? Usually, I station my second squad pretty close to the first layer of the caverns. Given the fact that this is really down deep below, I was starting to consider if I don't want to have a second squad, which is also quite close to the surface, because this fortress is just a little bit different than the usual fortresses that I was playing. So I figured, we're gonna do this, we're going to have a surface squad. So this will lead to a pretty heavy military presence very close to the surface, but I think given the fact that we were already ambushed by a dragon, this is more than feasible in my humble opinion. Alright, so first off, we're going to use this area here. But this is going to be the basement of the barracks of the future. That's the base. That's my idea here. I want to build a staircase up above there and create a bigger piece of barracks on top of that. But I don't want to have too many things happening at once. Yep. Forgotten beasts killing each other. Brilliant. I love it when they take care of each other without me having to interfere. So, this is going to be the home of our new defense squad for now. I'll be putting them up there later down the road, and, well, I haven't tried my luck with Mark's dwarfs since a long time, and I think I will still not do it in this run, simply because I'm still waiting for a reward which makes them less melee biased, you know. Currently, if you want to have Mark's dwarfs, sadly you have to do quite a lot of hoodoo voodoo to just stop them from taking their crossbows and put them into the skulls of their enemies. It's just not really working out. So, speaking about not really working out, there's a little piece in my wall here that needs to be different. These ramps, they're not working out like that. They require a piece of wall behind them to work, so I noticed that when I did some of the cleanup work for between the episodes. I regularly do that. I realized that this won't work as intended. So the bridge here will widen now into a plaza. I also got to floor a little bit of something because I realized that we got no floor here. There's open space. Ah, well, there's a piece of floor, but before that, there's been open space. Not cool. So let's put that down here. So like I said, I'm gonna widen that into a nice little plaza, and I hope that I'll be able to accompany that with the fitting walls, just like that. So this bridge will have a proper trap device, like a proper Dwarven Fortress demands. So the basic idea that I got was I want to utilize the ocean down below me as a weapon. So we're going to have pump stacks left and right of the bridge, which will pump deadly water onto the bridge if any enemy should be stupid enough to go onto the bridge. So this way we're going to drown whatever will be there. Realistically, I gotta say, this will be of no use whatsoever. This is an entire fluff project because enemies of course won't come from the ocean side. They won't. But, you know, for the sake of the narrative, I feel like that's a very dwarven thing to do, to have traps and hidden devices and doomsday traps and some, you know, these things, they just feel right to do. And it's actually quite simple. Oh, wait a second. He came with parlay. Parlay means they want one of my artifacts. Yeah, I'm gonna parlay that into your teeth. So, the depressed devil. Come on. Stop talking. We're not gonna give you anything. So let's see, goblins. At least no dwarfs, you know. And no other problematic people. So, skilled lasher. I'm really looking forward to see how they will approach my fortress now. I'm gonna station my people there, and it's important that we assign the civilians to the borough and untoggle that for a moment, you know. So let's station our troops and watch where these punks will go now, because it's the first time that actually the fortress is fortressing properly. You know, usually goblins just climb over walls. That's my experience with it. So goblin and a pig are fighting. So are these goblins goblining accordingly? What pig? Why is there a pig in the tree? Huh. Beats me. Now, I want to station my friends here. You know, this thing here has no roof. That's a really weird situation. But it seems as if the goblins are not taking the initiative on just climbing on over there. Wait a sec. How did Eurus get over there? Well, alright, we're slaughtering them. I don't care. So... why is there the siege thing still blinking? Oh no, that's not good. So let's try and station our dwarfs here. There's goblins in the tree. Let's see if we can't take him down. Alright. They obviously dissipated. Alright, good. Oh no! He's seriously injured. What's wrong with your... well... by now we got a working hospital, so... wait a sec. These guys are still there. This is actually really problematic. Alright, they got off the tree now, so let's do this. Alright. Are now all goblins gone? That was quite scary. Yeah. Took care of him. Oof. What a fight. So, did we lose anybody? No. That's why I want to have more people stationed around here, you know? It's just... it shows that we need more personnel in arms. Luckily, I got everything prepared, so it's not that much of a big deal. So, up here, I'd say the floor should always be Gabbro. Totally fits the environment. Alright. I hope that Kadal will be brought to the hospital. Let's check on out if we have enough orderlies assigned. Is the hospital fully staffed? You know, these little things, they do matter. And as we see, I am lacking a chief medical dwarf. Which leads to the entire hospital being not working as intended. That is bad. And I fixed it. There's a good reason why I keep looking for these little things. Keeps Eurus alive. Okay, now then. We got a lot of work still to do down here as well. As proper fledgling metropolis, we're gonna have a lot of luxury down here. And flooring the passageways here is really a form of showing off your wealth. Because these sandy corridors are also really, really bad for the happiness of the dwarves, so it's basically a win-win. It makes things more beautiful, we get to show off how cool everything here is, why this is the best fortress on the entire Earth, small as it might be, and, you know, all these little things. It is, for sure, one very, very fun fortress to play. Okay, just fixing up a couple of handcrafted bedrooms. I've never built so many bedrooms manually. before. This is a really new thing. But this way, these bedrooms have at least a high quality, even though they are quite close to the surface. I'm still quite proud of this decision because it made the fortress a lot more wealthy, even though it is very close to the surface. Alright, so yeah, just like I thought, the gabbro is not really being cut in the proper amounts. It's always the same. I mean, I have by now a crazy amount of stonecutters employed. Hello there, human chief. Buy there, human chief. I don't really have any interest in trading these guys right now. It's like a lost time, because we don't need anything from their side. So, let's get ourselves some gabbro. I'm gonna hotkey that so I have it accessible at all times. Do a little bit of the nice strip mining. Oh, what was that? Make chains. I had a feeling that this might be something important. So we're totally gonna make gold chains. The prisons that we will have to build at some point will benefit so much from chains made out of gold. I can't tell you how good this will be. Because imprisoned dwarves, they love to look at beautiful things, and what's better than to be bound to a chain made out of gold? That's what makes dwarves happy. While they're in prison, at least. Alright. So, there we go. Finally. A whiff of civilization here. Just felt like, with all the people that we allocate here, I wanted to see this city here shine. This is a very cool fortress for me, because it is a very surface-bound thing. It's very... most of the action for this fortress is happening close to the surface, and that is usually not the case. My fortresses go deep down and have their main action happening down below. Here it's a tad bit different. Why are these walls not being built? I don't get it. Same for these. It's odd. It's almost as if I have set them up with the wrong materials or something like that, which is pretty much not possible. Maybe I should have done that a little bit differently. Let's see if that works. Oh, I think I got the culprit. Yeah, they can't work here because there's no piece of floor that could hold them. And we need to put up a different piece of floor. This is a little bit annoying, but start to get used to it, you know. There we go. Yeah. So these pieces of wall didn't get built because there was a lack of platform. And here, well, I wonder if I have assigned the proper material. Let's retry that. New people! Hell yeah. This place is growing bigger and bigger. But we got a lot of work nevertheless, so I don't mind them coming towards here. I really don't. The 10 new soldiers that I want to have need to be found somewhere as well. Especially if I have somebody as a soldier in my fortresses, these people are working 24/7 as soldiers to be legendary in their skill when somebody attacks. So they can't take down forgotten beasts, titans, and dragons. It's a pretty important task, isn't it? And I know from experience that there will be times where one squad is just not enough. And I really am noticing one thing I don't like. Oh my dear. This is really important. We need a lever here for this bridge. We need to be able to seal this fortress for good. And I want another brute force seal in form of hatches. There we go. Wait a second, I don't have hatches on steady production. Okay. There's always something escaping in this game. It's not a big surprise. I just thought I had these already done. So we're definitely gonna make Gabbro hatch covers because Gabbro hatch covers are magma safe. Very, very important quality. So the basic idea is that the bridge will follow in the main course still. This is how wide the actual bridge will be. The add-on here, the width there, will be mostly for the trap device and for the backflow of the water, you know, the draining of the water. Because when the trap's been sprung, we need to dispose of the excess water bodies and all the dirty stuff. Oh look, they're coming with a wagon now. Sweet. Love it. And this is now traversable by a wagon too. This ramp here does the job. So, the Fellowship of Ashes wants a temple and priest. Yeah, sure. Or Vukar. I think that's the religion of Vukar. Oh dear. That's a bit of work still to be done. Oh boy. So let's see. Places. Locations. We don't have a temple for the Fellowship of Ashes yet, right? Right. Because the Fellowship of Ashes, they are the organized religion of Vukar. Yeah, we also got these. Those are basically the real doomsday cultists. So I think I'm going to put the church right next to the Baron. So we won't have that much room, but I want to know how little room we actually got. And then I gotta see what kind of material mix I'll take. So yeah, there's already the damp stone. Not too much of a big surprise. So, the Vukar Temple, the Temple for the Fellowship of Ashes. Of course, we're going to give them a mighty fine building there. There's lignite in the wall. I have a hard time leaving that in the wall. That's valuable stuff. So, oh boy, I think I have to take a bit of management, auto-slaughtering wise, for my animals in between episodes at some point. There are a couple of things where I really struggle with doing them while I'm recording. Configuring auto-slaughter, for example, is one of these things. Wow, there's been some treasures there. Okay, we're going to leave everything as it is. It's hard for me, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So we got Gabbro loaded right now. Let's switch back to the salt. There we go. And that's gonna be the Fellowship of Ashes. Wonderful. That's a very, very lovely bunch. The Chapel of Urns. Yeah. They're so goth. Alright. So we're going to approve their request because now we have everything in the making. And luckily I got so many nice resources already available. Golden altars, statues, all decorated with high quality gemstone. There's quite a lot of things we can do here immediately. Look at everybody flocking on over here. Beautiful. Oh, hatch covers have been made. So it's gonna be a very brute force thing. If we ever face something which we cannot fight against, we're going to lock these via the forbidden mode. Currently, this is even a little bit cheesy as it is seemingly impossible for the baddies to do anything against that. I don't know why that's the case, but I just know that it is the case. Greaves. Ugh. Well. Let's make one. Ah, no. To order that directly at the workshop, otherwise it's a regular one. We don't want that. So... people keep ordering stuff for their dates, whatever. So... those stonecutters, they are so freaking busy. I love it. And this is so cool. Got so many industrialized processes by now here. Ah, look at them go. They're finally building there. So we also need to form now a new squad. Or forget about it. This has been part of today's episode's to-do list, you know. So, create a new squad. Metal armor. Copper tenderness. What a weird name. Alright. Do we have anybody who's... animal caretaker? Brilliant. It doesn't really take any specific skills for your dwarves. I personally like to take the ones that have skills I don't really see useful for my fortress specifically or generally, aka cheesemakers. So here we're going full on, all in. Directly ordering so many people into the squad as it can as they fit in there. I think I might have not enough gear for them, but we'll be producing that along the way. There we go. So and of course we need to assign the wooden shields specifically. Well, alright. So, schedule permanent training and assign this there. And that's already most of it done. So everybody's picking up a weapon. I'm not tweaking the equipment for everybody setting-wise, because I know that we don't have enough gear for everybody currently. But they can already train. See there, these guys down here, they don't have gear yet, but my smithies will forge that in no time. Awesome. So this will be the next generation of defenders of this place. Feels good. And with that, I'll be carving the walls and replacing them, and then say sadly goodbye for today. Time flies. I love this when I have so much fun that I don't even notice the passage of time, and this happens with this game really often. And this fortress is a real fun project. It will be quite a nuisance to build the pump stacks, but luckily we will not have to build extremely high pump stacks for my trap construction that I have in mind. It will be actually quite easy to construct that in terms of complicated engineering tasks. It could be much worse. This is, when it comes down to dwarven engineering, a pretty easy one, but it'll be pretty cool. That being said, I want to say thanks for watching. Leave me your comments down below and leave a thumbs up. A subscription would be really nice as well. And as usual, I want to point real quick towards PayPal, Patreon, and Buy Me a Coffee. Say a thanks to all the supporters. If you want to support this channel financially, it would be amazing. And those links in the description box are the best ones to go for. There's also a secondary Let's Play channel in the making, still waiting for subscriber number 1000. It's in the topmost comment down there, and I'd be really happy once it hits 1000 subs. We're going to have a lot more fun video-wise down there as well. Alright, thanks for watching. If you're still around, thanks especially to you, because you guys are really cool watching all these videos until the last drop. I appreciate you. See you guys next time. Bye bye.